Welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to test a packaged game to make sure our plugin is working. And then we're going to connect two machines across the internet. Now, our game is quite bare, so we're going to add a third-person character so that we can test this and make sure that when the person we're playing with moves around, we can actually see that. So let's jump in. The first thing we need to do is upload our project so we can download it on a second machine. So I'm simply going to use Google Drive. I have a Google Drive here, and I'm going to upload my packaged project that we packaged in the previous video. So here's my project folder, and I have my build, which contains this Windows folder, and inside I have my game executable. So I'm going to zip up my Windows folder. I'm going to right-click, send to compressed zipped folder, and after zipping it up, I'm going to upload this to my Google Drive. So I'll give this a minute, and then I'm going to go to my other machine and download this zipped file. Okay, so I've finished uploading this zip file, and I've downloaded it on another machine. And on that other machine, I have Steam running, and it's running with a completely different Steam account than my Steam account. So I have two Steam accounts on two separate machines, and I launched that game on my other machine. Now, I can launch this game on this machine, so I'm going to double-click my executable. And here's the starting level. And of course, I have the option to host or to join. Now, I'm going to host on the other machine and join on this machine. So I launched this game project on the other machine and clicked host, and that caused my other machine to travel to the lobby level. Now that that machine is hosting a game, I'm going to click join. And now I've traveled to the lobby level. And here I am, and I actually see that default pawn. This is the pawn controlled by my other machine, which is hosting the game. Now, there isn't a whole lot we can do here. We're both just maneuvering the default pawn. In fact, there isn't really even any replication set up, so this isn't a very fun project at the moment. But one thing we do know is that we're both connected across the internet through a Steam session. So this is a great first step. Now, I'm going to use Alt-Tab and hard close the game project as we haven't programmed any way to leave the game gracefully. And we'll do that soon enough. But we now know that we're connecting across the internet in a packaged build, so this is great. Now, I'm going to come back here into my game project, and rather than just maneuvering with the default pawn, I'd like for us to be able to see each other run around, and to just quickly get that set up, we can add some content to our project. I'm going to come down to the content browser and click Add, and at the top I see Add Feature or Content Pack, and I can add the third-person template material. The reason I'm doing this is because the third-person character already has movement functionality, and that movement is automatically replicated. So if I join a game with my other machine, we can both run around and see each other's movement. So I'm going to click Add to Project, and now we have the third-person template material. Let's click Close, and selecting my Maps folder, I can go to the lobby. And here in the lobby, we see that there is a player start here. And this is where we would spawn if we started playing in this level. Now, in order to use that third-person character, we need to override the game mode for this level. Now, since we added the third-person template material, in third-person BP, under Blueprints, there's a third-person game mode, and if I double-click this, I can see the third-person game mode blueprint, and its default pawn class is third-person character. And that's, of course, this third-person character blueprint. So if I override the game mode for the lobby level and select third-person game mode, I can see that the default pawn class is third-person character. So if I hit play here in the pie, there's the third-person character and movement is working. So I can simply package this game now, and because our lobby level is using the third-person character, both machines will spawn in with a third-person character. And again, that movement is replicated, so we should be able to both run around in the level. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my build folder and delete these builds, and I'm going to package the game again. So I'm going to go to Platforms, Windows, and Package Project, and I'll select my build folder and package. Now that packaging is complete, I have my packaged project here, and I'm going to send it to a zipped folder. And now that I've zipped it up, I can upload it to Google Drive. So here's my Google Drive. And so I don't confuse my builds, I'm simply going to remove this one. I'm going to right-click and select Remove. And now this folder is empty. So I can drag in my newly packaged and zipped up build and upload it here. So now that it's finished uploading, I'm going to download this on my other machine so we can play test this game. Okay, so I went ahead and downloaded this zip file on my other machine and extracted it, and I launched the game. Now this time I'd like to play test hosting on this machine. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the executable, and this time I'm going to click host. So now I'm hosting a game. Now on my other machine, I can click join. And there's the other player on my other machine. And as we can see, they're running around, I'm running around. I can see their movement and they can see mine. So we're connected across the internet and we're both playing the same game. So this plugin makes it really easy to get a multiplayer session working. And my partner there just fell off, so that's too bad. But we got a multiplayer session working, and this is great. So this is a great starting point. And we're going to build up from this and create our game using this plugin. Looks like I went ahead and joined them. And yeah, we'll go from there. So great job. We'll continue with this in the next lecture. So in this lecture, we tested an online session. We successfully got two machines hooked up and playing the same game together across the internet. And we added a third-person character so we could see each other move around and prove that we're both playing the same game. So this is a great starting point, and we're going to build up on our game project from here. Excellent job. I'll see you in the next lecture.